Hello, everyone. So I'm going to give you a rundown and the layout of this laundry room. It's 12 by 24 glazed tiles. So I did a full right at that wall, and there's going to be cabinets and washer and dryer on this side of the wall. All right. So just grab yourself a pail of water, and this is my Ditra, and that's my Ditra trowel, and that's my Curdy trowel, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use that trowel, the Ditra, and I'm just going to use this to put pressure against the Ditra to install it. So this is my white all set cement. You can use gray as well. Sometimes I switch it up. So just mark all your Ditra, lay it out, and wash your floor, pre-soak it, and then start laying and apply pressure. So this is called flashing. Us old timers just call it this. And it's still an all set white cement. And I just like to flash my Ditra so I could see my chalk lines the next day. So just give me a second and I'll give you the tile layout. Actually, I let this set for 2 days because I was doing another job and I came back to do this job. So I had plenty of time to dry. Okay, this is 2 days later. My cabinets are going to be against that wall. And I'm going to start with a full on that wall because I have my cuts against that wall. So they're going to use 3/4 inch hardwood, and I'm using 1/2 inch tile ledge titanium. So I butt that right against the 2x4 on the inside, and I'm going to use the square and draw a dummy line. It's not going to be my tile line, it's just a dummy line. I want to see how square the room is. Just chalk that line. Grab your tape measure from that wall. Get that measurement and then go to the other end of the wall, take that measurement. Now this is just a little bit over 1/4 inch. So that's not too bad. I'm going to see what the other wall is going to be. Remember, some tiles have an arrow on the back. My first course, I go one way, second, the other arrow, and then third and fourth. The reason why I do that is I don't want to hit the same tile. There's only certain patterns. So just gauge your tile from that wall to the cabinet wall and see what your cut's going to be. So I'm going to have a fatter part against that wall. That's going to be my first course. So I'm just going to put my tile about 1/4 inch from that wall and mark it, a dry tile. Do the same thing, chalk line that, and just take a measurement from that wall to the chalk line wall and see what the measurement is. And do the same thing on the other side. That's good. So I'm just marking out my vent. It's going to be my first start tile. Just square everything up. I'm going to take that outside and use my grinder and cut that vent out. Just turn your tile around and just cut just a little bit on the back. And just clean up the edges on the bottom. Just like that. So just put it against that tile edge. And we're gonna mark that. That's gonna be my start. Remember, I always do a full at the doorway. Just grab your square, put on that chalk line, mark it, get your chalk line, and strike a line. So I got my horizontal chalk line and my vertical chalk line. And I'm using an all set Schluter white cement still. And that's my mixture. And also, most of the times I use half knot trowel. Remember, my arrow's going outwards on this one, second course, so go the opposite. Make sure you're flush with that tile edge. And just clean up that vent. Let's grab a wet sponge and just clean out that vent. Grab your level and make sure that you're level horizontal and vertical. And just give me a second and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just like that, okay? See how I'm flush with that tile edge in the hardwood? And I'm following my line. Just keep on those lines, all right? And see that bubble is straight? There's my tile edge. Perfect. I'm going to go all the way down instead of going vertical on that other line, all right? What I usually do is I'll do my first course and I'll let that set for the day and I'll do something else. And it's kind of nice to put pressure when everything's dry the next day, to put pressure against all that tile where it doesn't move. I don't always do that, but sometimes I try to if I'm doing something else. Those are my 1/16 spacers. And just make sure once in a while you have your level with you. Make sure you have your tile tip to tip, okay? Just make sure it's all leveled, and I'll show you what I'm talking about later. Your first course is always the most important course, so. Once you get your first course nice and leveled and everything, it's easier from there. I just have to cut just a little bit. I believe it was 3 inches off of that. And Just make sure you have a level there. And I'll just show you what I'm talking about. All right. See how that first course is nice and straight? Okay, the arrow is going down, and the third course, the arrow goes up, and then fourth down, so forth. So just keep continuing like this. Make sure you always have your level on there, horizontal and vertical, and you'll be fine, okay? Remember, tip to tip, all right? And when you're applying your tile, what I do is bump it up against the other tile, and I just kind of shake and bake until it hits evenly. And I'm just going to fill in the gap. And I actually used, I believe it was Frost Ultra Color Grout on this. So thank you guys. Hope you come back. Cheers.